Met him in a parking lot on
Sounds good.
north end of Juneau, at the last place where we met, and he said to me, "George, can I speak tonight?" I said, "Only if you join Toastmasters, because I have my check." Well, our next speaker is giving his 10th presentation. So, and then we'll give him a designation of competent communicator. The title of his speech this evening is A Tour of Rio de Janeiro.
Obrigado.
Close to the heart. Select visual aids that are appropriate. The objective of the speech is to select visual aids that are appropriate for his message and the audience. The other objective is to use visual aids correctly with ease and confidence. So when you cast your votes tonight, especially even our guests are about to go, some speakers are better in speaking than others, but it's the objective to determine if that speaker has reached that particular objective, to determine who the best speaker is this evening. The speech limit is 5 to 7 minutes, Walt, as you probably know already. Other information Ed would like to include is, this is Ed's 10th speech, which I just shared with you, which will complete the CC manual. Ed will be giving his speech at FP&L High Voltage Voices Club tomorrow. Ed is a dual member, and we were thrilled to sponsor the club at FP&L and see it grow and see where it is today. Please help me welcome our next speaker, Ed Korkowski.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Good evening. And buenos noches for our guests. My speech tonight is going to be a little visual tour of the city of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I'm going to tell you how my trip to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil changed my life. So I'm going to start off by showing you a panoramic picture of Brazil, but before I do, I'm going to say that Rio de Janeiro, Brazil is home to 14 million residents. These residents of Rio de Janeiro are called cariocas. The cariocas refer to Rio de Janeiro as a cidade maravilhosa, which an explication of that is the marvelous city. They love Rio de Janeiro because of its spectacular beauty. The first stop on our visual tour tonight is going to be panoramic view, part of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This is Guanabara Bay, which is the Atlantic Ocean that butts up against the city of Rio. And this big rock in the center of the picture is called Pão de Açúcar. To explicate that, the meaning of Pão de Açúcar is sugar loaf. Now this sugar loaf has a tram on it. And the small mountain next to Sugarloaf is called Carajicão. And between Pão de Açúcar, Sugarloaf, and Carajicão is a 1,400-meter cable which a tram runs along. Now you can get on that tram and go between Pão de Açúcar and Carajicão with 75 of your closest friends and ride up and down and look at the cityscape and all the geography of Rio de Janeiro. Now, in 1979, there was a very famous movie that featured this tram. And in that movie, Jaws was trying to kill 007. So if you ever watch Moonraker, you'll be able to see this cable car. Now the next stop on our visual tour of Rio is going to show you one of the most photographed images in Rio de Janeiro. This is a picture of Corcovado Mountain. Corcovado Mountain is 2,300 feet tall. And on top of Corcovado Mountain is a 125-foot statue of Cristo Redentor, or Christ the Redeemer. Now this particular tourist attraction attracts about 300,000 people per year. Some notable visitors to this site are several popes, Albert Einstein, and Diana, Princess of Wales. So this is a very famous place. Now this particular picture of Corcovado and Cristo Redentor is over 50 years old. Hence you can probably tell by the quality. Some of you may be asking, gee Ed, what are you doing with this 50-year-old picture of Corcovado? Well, to be honest, let's just say it was a rather impulsive eBay purchase. This is a placemat I bought on my trip to Brazil, which shows just a little more crisp and clear picture of the cityscape of Rio, which shows Corcovado in the foreground, and you can see Pão de Açúcar and Carajicão over here on the right. And of course, Guanabara Bay, and you can see some of the famous beaches in the background. Next stop on our visual tour is going to be Estádio Jornalista Mário Filho, which is commonly called Maracanã Stadium. The Maracanã Stadium opened in 1950, and it was hosted the first World Cup. And World Cup was made very famous in Brazil by one man. Does anyone know? Pelé. Famous football star in Brazil, Pelé. Now, a lot of the famous football players today, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Cafu, Bebeto, at one time they all idolized Pelé, and Pelé is an inspiration for many young football players. Now, besides having the World Cup in this stadium, it's the largest stadium in South America, which holds about 90,000 people. It's also been a venue for many great rock concerts. Rolling Stones, In Excess, Madonna, and in 1983 it was actually the last concert that Kiss gave wearing makeup. Coincidentally, Kiss is playing at the Bank Atlantic Center